All right, we are about to dive into one of the biggest, oldest, and most profound questions humanity has ever dared to ask. It's the kind of thing philosophers have debated for centuries, and it's probably something you've wondered about yourself. Maybe staring at the ceiling at 3 in the morning. Seriously, why is there all this stuff? A universe packed with stars and planets and, well, us, instead of just nothing. I mean, where do you even begin to answer that? It feels impossible. But a surprisingly simple thought experiment might just crack it open and give us a peek at a truly mind-bending answer. Okay, so to get there, we gotta kind of reset our brains. Let's just set aside everything we think we know about cause and effect for a minute. We're gonna start from scratch and follow a path of pure logic, even if it takes us somewhere a little weird. So, picture it. Absolute total emptiness. A complete void. No time, no space, no rules. It's the ultimate blank canvas. Now, into that total nothingness, let's just place a single object, just one. Yep, a pineapple. That's it. In the entirety of existence, there is only a pineapple. Just floating there in that infinite blackness, a lonely, solitary tropical fruit. And right away, you hit the very first and most crucial question, right? You're probably thinking it already. As soon as you imagine one thing existing, you are immediately forced to ask, why that specific thing? I mean, it feels totally random, doesn't it? If I'd said an apple, you'd be sitting there going, okay, but why an apple? If I'd said a car, you'd ask, why a car? You see, the specific object doesn't actually matter. The real problem here is the limitation itself. The very existence of one thing implies that everything else doesn't exist, and that massive exclusion demands an explanation. So logically, what's the fix? If the whole problem is asking why not an apple, the simplest answer is, well, just add the apple. Boom, problem solved, right? Our little universe now has a pineapple and an apple. Yeah, not so fast. We didn't actually solve the problem at all. We just made it bigger. Before, we had to explain one object. Now we have to explain a specific pair of objects while still leaving everything else out. So, why this particular pair? Why not a banana? And I think you see the pattern emerging here, right? To solve the banana problem, you add a banana. But then, why not a car? Okay, add the car. Why not the planet Jupiter? In it goes. What about that really specific, fleeting thought you had yesterday morning about what to have for breakfast? Yep, you have to add that too. This relentless logic forces you to keep adding and adding until every single possibility is included. Even the possibility of nothingness itself has to get thrown in there, just as one more option among all the others. You see, the only way to finally stop that relentless question, why this and not that, is to completely run out of that's. The thought experiment can't stop until the universe contains it all, every possible thing, every abstract concept, every state of being, the whole shebang. So, let's just trace that logic one more time. We start with just one thing. The existence of only that one thing forces us to justify it against everything else. The only way to resolve that is to include everything. And here is the crucial leap. Once everything is included, you no longer need a reason or a cause for why things are the way they are. The question why becomes meaningless because there are no alternatives left. Think about it. What does a cause do? By its very nature, it produces a specific outcome and not others. It creates a limitation. But as we just saw, any limitation immediately begs the question, why that limitation? So in a state where there's no pre-existing cause, there is nothing to limit the outcome. The default state isn't nothingness, it's everythingness. This whole wild thought experiment leads us to this really cool idea we can call the superposition of existence. Now, if that sounds familiar, it's kind of borrowed from quantum physics, where a particle can exist in all possible states at once until it's observed. Well, just scale that idea all the way up. This suggests that existence itself is in a state where all possibilities are happening simultaneously, precisely because there was no initial cause to pick one over any other. And this is where it gets really personal and maybe a little strange. This isn't just some abstract philosophical game. The theory suggests we are in it. We are part of this superposition. Our reality, our universe, is just one of the infinite possibilities being actualized within this grand state of total being. So, if this thought experiment holds any water, it means we are living within one branch of a vast, endless ocean of all possible realities. And that completely reframes the ultimate question, doesn't it? It stops being, why are we here? And it becomes something more like, okay, since we are here, in this possibility, What are you going to make of it? Which story will you choose to live out?